foremost, I would like to acknowledge Trevor and Paul for the work that they've done in pulling everybody together here. And this really exemplifies our youth and the good things that they can do and accomplish. So thank you to both of you. I also want to acknowledge a colleague of mine from Coquitlam, Mayor Richard Stewart, is here today. And he's been working alongside myself and a number of other mayors and politicians in the region. And, you know, Donna really spoke some amazing heartfelt words, not only as a politician, a mother, and someone who has been victimized by crime. And I have to really say that many of you here that are standing here have been touched. Some of the politicians up here as well have been victims. And you know, I often say, if every decision we ever made, we took into account that the safety of the general public and our families come first and foremost, I think we would have very, very different outcomes. I've worked alongside Minister Van Dongen, and actually he's the third Solicitor General that I've worked alongside. But I have to say that, you know, I've never seen a more committed individual in making things change. He's a bit of a pit bull, which I really like, because we're going to get things done. But one of the things that we have to do is everyone needs to come together. And this really signifies what's occurred here today, because I don't think any other time in the history of this city anyway, and perhaps the Lower Mainland, that we have all come together to say no, that change is required, change is needed, and change must occur. Because we have all three levels of government with an understanding, and because you're here. You know, politicians go along their merry way and they, you know, are faced with many, many issues that they have to deal with. But when we have the general public standing up and saying, enough is enough, we need your help, we need you all to come together, put partisan politics aside, come together and say, how are we going to fix this problem collectively? And I would say that's exactly what we're doing. We have all three levels of government here. We have mothers here, we've had victims here, we have the community here. And more so today, I am here not as the mayor, but as a resident of this city and as a mother of two children. And I think when we really look within our hearts and look at us, and as all of us, as parents with children, or that we know children, or young adults like we have here, that really care about community and care about each other, because it is about caring about each other. And I have to say that, you know, there are parents out there that are struggling because their kids have been lured into gang activity, and they need support, and they don't have that support. And I also see that the money available for education, prevention, or gang-related programs is done on an ad hoc way, because you have to go and apply for the funding, which is about a year's worth of funding, and you need continuity. You need a coordinated plan in how to deal with prevention, with education, and with reaching out to the parents that need help. Because not only that, we have kids that are really being pulled into this gang activity, and not because they're bad kids, because perhaps they've had something occur in their life, perhaps somebody has done something to them and they need support. And that's where we need to make a difference. That's how we can come together, because I have to say that when we look at our kids and we look at the kids of the community, and we know when a child is in trouble, we know when a child is going down the wrong path, and we really need to be there. So I would say that what we need to be doing in conjunction with law reform, in conjunction with bail reform, talking about jail, talking about the judges, talking about all those things, is having a helpline or something like that that can help parents, not only of victims, but parents of kids that are getting into that gang activity. Because you know what? We can do a lot of things, and it's a coordinated effort, but the only real change that we can make is make sure that our kids are healthy, that they understand that this kind of activity is going to lead with two outcomes. One is death, and the other one is being addicted to drugs. There's your outcome, and I don't think anybody wants kids to go down that road. But what I'd like to say to those parents when they're at home and they see their child coming home with wads of cash and they only have an $8 an hour job, when their friends are picking them up in $200,000 vehicles, there's a red flag. There's a red flag, and they need to do something about it. So one of the things that I think we need to do, and I'll talk to Minister Van Dongen today as well, is making sure that there's help for those parents. Because, you know, sometimes they don't, as a parent, you don't want to go to the police and say, you know, I think my kid's having a problem. You want to be able to go to a safe environment and say, you know what, help me. What do I do and how can I do it? So what I want to do here is thank all of you for being here, for coming today, because you know what that says to me? That says to me that you care. You care about this community, you care about this city, but most of all, you care about each other. And when we do that, and when we come together and work in conjunction with the lawmakers and politicians, we can affect change, and we will affect change. Thank you.